Hi guys, did you know that asylum seekers are going home for Christmas? Well, that seems to be the claim made by a Border Force official that was later discussed on GB News. So according to a guy who works at Luton Airport, a lot of people who come to Britain claiming asylum return to their home countries during the holidays. First, let's listen to the border official when he was interviewed on LBC, and then how the hosts of GB News reacted to it.
Can you just talk a little bit more about why you're here today, what you've been showing the Home Secretary in his visit?
Well, we've been showing him our operation here at Luton. We've done a lot of planning for Christmas to give people a good passenger experience when they're arriving. But our main job is border security, so we've been showing him some of the things that we do in the customs channels and in immigration. And he's also seen the Operation Vetera, which is when we do outbound checks on people to certain flights that are prevalent in this.
You found anyone today?
I don't know if we found anyone today, but we do find a lot of people who, for example, have claimed asylum in this country and are heading back to their home country for holidays, which obviously isn't allowed.
Okay, so how did GB News react to this?
It's an undercover chat with somebody at Luton.
It wasn't undercover, first of all. It was just a general interview.
Luton Airport, a Border Force official, came out with an astonishing statement. And that is, people who are currently claiming asylum in the UK are going home for Christmas. So presumably they fled their country under fear of persecution or whatever, but it's safe to go back at Christmas. This is an absolute outrage.
You couldn't actually make this up, could you? Because people are coming here claiming asylum. Now, certainly some of them will be genuinely in fear of their lives. However, if you are in fear of your life, you are not then going to pop home for Christmas, are you? Now, we know that a number of people crossing the channel in small boats are economic migrants. Often paperwork will be destroyed. So what they say, it's difficult to know what the reality is. But quite astonishing, yes, this Border Force chief at Luton Airport has revealed that the exit checks that they do on some people, I think fairly randomly, has revealed that a number of asylum seekers are popping home for Christmas and presumably will be allowed back in. You would think if they went, having claimed asylum, that they wouldn't be coming back in, but there you go.
I mean, there are so many questions that need to be asked. A, they presumably thought they weren't safe, but they're OK at Christmas. That in itself is a complete misnomer. Second, they can afford to travel back home and return. That in itself defies belief. Thirdly, surely anybody doing this should immediately forfeit their right to claim asylum in the UK.
Well, this...
Okay, you notice that he focuses on the asylum seekers and not on the system. Now, is this possible? I actually don't think this is possible. How is it possible for somebody to travel back to their home country without a passport? Because when you claim asylum, the Home Office takes your passport from you. If you arrive with a passport, they will take your passport away from you. Now, if you arrive without a passport, then how the hell are you supposed to fly? You can't fly without a passport. So now, is it possible that some people are leaving with fake documents? Yes, that's possible. But then this is a problem within the system. Are there people who are claiming asylum and are not really asylum seekers? Yes, there are, of course. There will be a small percentage of people who will be claiming it in order just to become economic migrants. That's the reality, okay? You're always going to have that. But when the Border Force official said a lot, what does he mean by a lot? What is a lot? Is it thousands? Is it hundreds? Is it dozens? He doesn't explain what a lot is. But notice here the GB News people are complaining about the asylum. Well, these people, how do they have enough money? I don't know. Maybe some of them are working. They shouldn't be working. They're not allowed to work, but because they don't earn enough money as, to survive as an asylum seeker in many cases, they actually do some work on the side. Once again, they're not supposed to. How are they able to do that? Well, certain companies allow that to happen. So you should be cracking down on the companies. I still believe that asylum seekers should be allowed to work. A lot of them have skills that are in demand at the moment. But the problem here is, if you think about it logically, it doesn't make any sense. Because in order to fly, you need a passport. If you're an asylum seeker and your passport has been taken from you by the Home Office, then you can't fly. If you destroyed your documents before arriving in the United Kingdom and then claim asylum, then you don't have documents to fly. Now, it's possible that some people maybe got fake documents in order to fly. But then, once again, that's a problem within the system. The system is not robust enough. And then, unfortunately, we have to bring up our old friend Brexit here. Because if there are people coming from parts of Europe, particularly France, and claiming asylum in Britain, and they're not registered in any way, because the UK has left the EU and ended its agreement with the European Union when it comes to sharing information, then of course you're not going to be able to understand who's coming in and who's going out. It's not always guaranteed, but if you work with other countries and as a member of the European Union, you're able to share information, then you have a better understanding of who's coming in and who's going out. But when the Border Force official said we do spot checks, or when it was brought up that they do spot checks, how do these spot checks work? Because as I said before, in order to fly, you need a passport. If the Home Office takes your passport away from you, then you can't fly. So I think somebody is either exaggerating the situation here or lying. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.